From working at McDonald's to rolling around in a Maybach.
And a virus spreads, you heard? Mine was fighting. Like, we don't even know why we're fighting. We just fight because it's plot armor. Tell me what leads to perfection and I'll take it from there. It's all I got, brother. That's it. It's art. Being able to draw it. That's it. I'm not good at anything else. Because, I heard stories where, oh, yeah, my credit card skin, got the bartender hollering at me. I heard it all, bro.
Hey.
Like, I felt like I was playing Fighter Z. I'm watching a movie and I'm just pressing A to continue the whole movie. I'm sorry.
He not lying.
I don't like the storylines. I don't like the characters. I don't like none about both of them shows.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Life with Anime Podcast, where you come to be entertained, find some escape and relief, and where we talk about the impact that anime has on our lives. We are your host, Family Man Joe.
And Mr. Music Major. How y'all doing?
Yo, another episode, another special guest, man, and a special guest I've been talking to for a couple of years now, man. I'm excited to have him on here. One of the we've had a lot of content creators on here. He definitely does that, you know what I'm saying? And we'll get into that a lot. But in my eyes, I've known him as an artist, digital artist, more first and foremost than anything. But this man does it all. So let me go ahead and give him his flowers real quick, and then we'll get him in here. But a man who has a creative side, who's been a creative since his youth. And his creativity knows no bounds, man. From digital art, producing beats, rapping, photography, editing videos, his creativity is limitless. However, he's not just a creative, man. He's an entrepreneur looking to inspire, encourage, and leave a legacy, not only for his beautiful daughter, but anyone who's willing to listen. He has gotten close with some of our favorite and the most iconic voice actors of our time, like Christopher Sabat, and even calls Stephanie Nodolny auntie, which is crazy. Crazy. A self-taught artist who didn't let a formal art education tell him that everything he knew and how he went about things was wrong and stop him from pushing forward. From working at McDonald's to rolling around in a Maybach, the creator of these fire-ass metal cards, bro. Like, these things are sick. The one, the only, Ozzy the virus, man. Ozzy, how you doing, brother?
That was an amazing intro. I wish I recorded that just for me personally.
I get it to you, man.
That was hard. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
I truly appreciate that.
Man, no, thank you for being here, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out and come hang out with us, man. It means a lot, for real.
Yeah, that was hard. Thank you.
That's what's up. Man, I'm glad. All right, we off to a good start, P. We off to a good start.
So, I mean, you be firing these intros.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. We got to make it feel good. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Give us a little extra tidbits they wasn't planning on giving. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
But no, first and foremost, bro, how did you get, like, obviously your art, and I've seen you, you know what I'm saying, go around cons and showing your art to different voice actors, and obviously Stephanie have her table, if they not her whole table is your art. Like, how did that relationship, like, happen, bro? Like, that's crazy to me. That's so dope, bro.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, we were just talking about it on the podcast. I've known her for about 5 years now.
Yeah.
And we was just, just full circle moment, just talking about it. So just to, like, long story short, I was doing a con in Texas that she was at. This is like right when COVID started. So yeah, about 5 years ago. Okay. And we did I can't remember exactly where it was at. She said it on the pod. But anyway, typically when you're a vendor, you're placed kind of away from the voice actor. The voice actor's got their own section somewhere, and then vendors is usually somewhere else. This was an arena. I don't know. I forgot where this con was at, but it was like an old arena that isn't used anymore, but it's kind of used as like a convention center kind of. Mm-hmm. And they had voice actors on one half of the the oval, and then vendors on the other, and in the middle, and we just so happened to be on the ends.
That's what's up.
It ends off with her as being a voice actor, and it starts off with me as a vendor to continue the circle.
Gotcha.
We just so happened to just be booth neighbors all weekend for 3 days. So in between that short time of being next to her, I gave her one of my Kid Goku pieces I had finished. Shout out to Super Saiyan. I had just finished drawing them like Kid Goku like a ramen bowl, and I gave it to her, and I was telling her about, hey, you should check out this shop. I did their logos. I drew this picture, and then from that day on, she just fell in love with the art, the style. And we just clicked off like that, and now I'd run into shows at her and do commissions, and now we both feel like family. I pick her up whenever she needs like a ride out here in Orlando, make sure she's always good, and
that's what's up.
So when I'm in Texas.
That's what's up, man. That's dope. That's super dope. Because again, I mean, obviously you grew up with the same way, but like for a lot of us, like her voice is like one of the most iconic voices for all of us. Like
you forgot one thing. I'm my father's son.
You know what I'm saying? So that's super dope that like just kind of that moment just kind of happened out of nowhere and obviously led to what it is today. That's super dope, man. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I want to say it was just timing, you know, like because typically when you're seeing a voice actor, you know, you stand in line, you see him for that short amount of time. We was just literally next door. Like I could reach my arm out and give her a high five the whole weekend. So that just gives you some time and, you know, a chance to, you know, get to know someone, ask some questions. And, you know, we just took it from there.
Man, listen, so I know Joe just hyped the crap out of you, which respectfully so. Respectfully so.
Absolutely.
But man, can you go ahead and plug your socials? And is there anything you may be working on that you want to let the people know about? Go ahead and give us some insight.
What am I not working on?
I mean, yeah, before we get into
doing everything,
bro,
dog.
NFTs, like, bro, I mean, the gambit is ridiculous. But go ahead.
Hey, man, a virus spreads. You heard? That's exactly what I'm. That's the motto. I'm trying to live up to the name I, you know what I mean? Kind of gave myself by accident, but I'm here, so I got to live up to it. So that's really what this is all about. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, you know, I'm super transparent. These are tough times, tough economic times. You know what I mean? Financial times for a lot of people, businesses, you know, shutting down left and right, people going bankrupt. It's tough out here. So as an entrepreneur who offers something that nobody really needs but wants, this is that critical time in my life. And as an entrepreneur where I'm really being tested to how bad do I want to sustain what I built? Yeah. So I'm just spending all this time right now just really trying to, you know what I mean? Be creative, just keep things going. You know, I'm not saying everything's all bad, but it's like the wrong moves can, you know, lead to some, you know, the wrong decision can lead to, you know, bad, you know, outcomes, but the right decision could, you know, lead to fruitful outcomes. So I'm trying to keep it like that on the day-to-day basis. That's why you see me just popping off, hey, what can we do? Like, all right, we doing it. I'm not just gonna say one day is today. Like, that's the type of time I'm on right now.
All right, well, let's dive into Ozzy. Let's get to know more about the business side. Let's get to know more about the anime side, man. Let's start with your anime origin story, dog. So, like, excluding Pokemon, right? Obviously, like I feel like that's like everybody's like starting point, but like we didn't really know until like we found out, right? But I've heard you talk about how Inuyasha was your first anime you ever saw, and DBZ was what really got you hooked. What was it about like that '90s, early 2000s anime that like truly drew you to anime, bro? Like, what about was it the style, the way things were done, the stories? Like, what about that early, you know what I'm saying, that '90s, early 2000s anime that really drew you to anime?
It's the look, bro. I tell people this all the time. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. I love all these new animes.
For sure.
The stories captivate me. Some of the themes, some of the characters got my heart. But people got to remember, I'm an artist first. I'm going to fall in love with what I'm visually looking at. I don't care about the story or the characters. Like, what am I looking at? Does it stimulate me to want to create? Does it make me inspired to draw? Like, that's what I look at first. You know what I'm saying? So the 90s shows always gave me this vibe like, yo, somebody really sat there and sketched this out, drew this out. Line by line, you know, frame by frame, paper by paper, ink by ink, paint by paint, whatever they had to do back then. Or, you know, if you really want to go technical with the animation, shell shading. That's what
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. So I was always inspired by how that looked. So when I seen like Yu Hakusho, it's like somebody drew this. I could draw this. That's why I don't want to say I don't feel no connection with a lot of the new animes. When it looks too digital, I don't feel, okay, I want to draw this. I mean, sometimes they'll mix the hand drawing aspect into it that kind of sparks that inspiration as an artist, but the 90s was just strictly that. So Yu Hakusho, just the way it looked, the hair, the eyes. Like, let's be real, the eyes back then was a lot more detailed. We're barely getting animes where the detail, it looks great digital, but this was like the best that hand-drawn man can draw before computers at that time detailed. It was different. And that's really where it comes from, bro. Just looking at that for years inspired me. And then I got into actually watching it, then liking the characters. But for me, it's the art first.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, me and Pete were talking about this maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I was like sitting at home in my like cleaning up with the kids, man. And I put on like some '90s Tokyo lo-fi, right? And just it's a still picture, bro. Like the background for the entire video is just one still picture of this '90s aesthetic drawn female, and it just looks so cold. Like this, it like invokes a certain emotion, a certain feeling.
It just puts you right back to like that childhood. Like I told you,
it's nostalgia. nostalgia.
a warm hug, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
But even like for my wife, right, who's not an anime fan, like even her looking at something like that, she's like, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Like I obviously like she watches some cartoons every now and then here, but she don't rock with anime like that. Like I've gotten her to watch a couple, but like for her, even seeing that type of drawing, that type of aesthetic that it had, like evoked some type of emotion for it. It's just different, bro. So I get it. I get it 100%.
So I get it. It's like if you're not inspired by that, it's like I'm gonna just have to question just a human being because creativity, it just looks so good. Like how can you not like how that looks? You know what I mean? So
exactly.
So we heard that your top 5 was Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Crayon Shin-Chan, Kaiju number 8. Now, we noticed that these are primarily old gen anime. I know we just talked about it. Is it due to like nostalgia and art inspiration? But also, if you had to pick your top 3 new gen favorite anime, what would they be?
I'm still standing on Kaiju number 8. I'm a little behind on Solo Leveling, but it's kind of one of those that like, all right, when I really get the time to sit down and watch it, I think it's going to be up there for me just because I just like the way it looks too.
Okay.
You know, for you know the like the new age digital look, it actually looks fire. Kaiju number 8 looks fire. If I had to put one more in there, new gen. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I want to say I'm starting to like Don too. Okay. I wasn't too sure about it at first, but I'm starting to. Okay, it's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting. Were you put off by Don by like the first episode or two? Like, did it like kind of throw you off a little bit, or what made you? What was the reason it took you some time to kind of warm up to it?
I didn't get it. You know, I ain't gonna lie, you know, when you like the '90s stuff, you know, it's all just straight mindless fighting. Like we don't even know why we're fighting. We just fight because it's my armor. So it's like I like that. You know what I mean? But so when I don't see that, I'm like, man, I ain't watching this. But then it's okay, these new animes aren't much about that. They actually have a little bit of substance other than just mindless fighting. The fighting do come in though. But it's like I'm starting to appreciate that. Okay, there's a reason, or we're trying to grab you into why they're fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I listen. I get it because we had a mutual friend of mine, and P's like, tell us about the manga, and I'm like, all right. She's like, but listen, warning, like you just gotta get past the first 5 chapters. I'm like, all right.
I
read that first chapter. I was like, bro, what did you
I called Joe. I was like, Joe, what?
I'm like, bro, keep reading. Because like once you get past that, bro, like it's a really, really good story in my opinion. Like the characters are great. The story is one of them ones for sure. So, but no, I get why I was just very curious what it was. But the hands got it. need them hands. We want to take this time to say thank you to all of our members. It truly does mean the world to us that you support us in the way that you do. If you aren't a member and want to become one, either hit that join button or click the link down below in the description. Here's our member shoutouts. Our Spirit Detectives, Morningstar, Official Crispy, Logan Gallegos, Monkey D. Jiraiya, That Black Guy KJ. State Alchemists, our Chris B, Commander of the HSV, Cyborg Frankie 7, Joel, and Dami Weeb. Our Yonkos, our Shay PA Girl, It's Motions, Ahmed Ally, Anime with Kids Chris, Nina. Our Hunters, our Fallen Phoenix, Marco Padillo, Rara Davis, Kitsune, Sophia Angela Dizon, Aaron Trejo, Dorito, HSV Cater, The One Called Raz, Kirax, Aesthetic Anime Art, Brandon Groki, JPK1741, Angel Nieves, Spencer Jones, Psycho 6 Red, Mean Joe Green, Show Bam Gaming, Blur Nom Nom, Owen D Monkey, CLO Rage, Metri, Rin, Afro Benny, SPL, Javier Hernandez, Cursed, Nika Dakota, Sergio, Scott Bonasoro, Dez, Moonpiece Podcast, Mihawk the Goat, Mateo239, Flax, Tex Tony, Off-Brand, Zen Zenkai, Lee Johnson, Lewis Bailey, Roy Stokes, Holland Gator 7, Majin Buu, Jason, Jordan Arton Briet, Big B Stay Low, Holy Knight DK, Hashira, The Blakery, SC615, Christian Reese, Brothership, Teron Milligan, Insatiable Hunger, DJ Stanley, Oops, Save Money, Elmer Romero, Superman 40, Mr. Enigma, Natasha Stanley, Garbage D Fishman, The Real Croc, Mother, Luis Rodriguez, Eagle 4L, B10s, Lionel Suggs, Diamond for Life, Spirit of Yellow, Mile Hawk, Hollywood, Romel Anderson, Lo-Fi Anime Hype, David Mulligan, Sony D. Montez, Legend is King, Gerard Smith, Geeking Bash, I am me. Thank you again for all your support. Now let's get back to the episode.
Yo, curious question, because I know you said that 90s anime like inspired like your art. Are there any new anime that also give you like that same flair that the 90s gave you?
Demon Slayer is a masterpiece.
Talk about it.
I'm not going to
talk about it.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not the most captivated by the story.
Oh, damn.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Sorry.
We'll take the 50-50.
I think, but if I had to put how I personally feel about it as an anime. Like, you know, it's not like, oh, I gotta watch Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I will honestly say I love looking at it. If we talking new gen anime art masterpiece, I love how it looks. There's two things right now that I will always just watch to inspire me: a good Demon Slayer episode or the movies, and the Dragon Ball Broly Super movie. Those are like my two.
Okay.
Like, to me, those, you know, at least in like recent years, just beautiful masterpieces of just, you know, new age digital art, you know, stuff. Now, however, I did not like the Gohan and Piccolo movies.
The superhero,
the Piccolo joint.
Okay, I didn't hate it. I love Dragon Ball, but we just talking visual because people will be taking me the wrong way when I say I hate something. I remember that I'm talking as a visual artist, not just as a fan. I felt like I was playing Fighter Z. I'm watching a movie and I'm just pressing A to continue the whole movie. I'm sorry.
He not lying.
The movie felt like Fighter Z, and you're just skipping through the storyline.
It felt like a video game. It absolutely did.
I think even like the way it was drawn, obviously you could tell heavy digital. There's very little hand.
Like it. Nah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you for saying that.
They should have just did it. Whoever did the Broly Super movie should have animated that movie.
Man,
so much CGI. The storyline was already just really blasé to me.
But
anyway,
the art for me could have saved it, because now if they had drawn Beast Gohan, Cell Max, and all the other cool, and even Piccolo's new orange from we call it whatever came up and, you know, transpired in that movie. If we had seen it beautifully drawn and animated and handcrafted like how the Broly movie was, I'm talking about Broly had some amazing scenes. I'm talking about like when Vegeta went Super Saiyan. You know, when Broly punched him and then, you know, Vegeta went serious. Shit, when Goku went red, like, those animated moments, if that was in superheroes, I think it would have done way better. That's just me personally, though.
Yeah. I agree. We waited on that sale, we waited on that for a good minute. And then when I saw it, I was like, so this what y'all gave me. This is what y'all gave me.
It's like, bro, y'all just did this, 4 or 5 years ago. All you had to do was just keep the same.
Do the book.
I understand trying new things, but sometimes if it's not broke, you don't
fix it, bro. Listen, and then, bro, you broke it. You ain't trying to fix it. You just broke it.
Oh, you broke it.
This is not the time to be trying things. Stick to what worked. If that movie did excellent, just whoever did. All right, listen, we need you on this movie.
Yeah, like come on.
That's just me though. That's just me.
Yeah, it ain't not just you. You ain't alone.
That's good stuff.
See, y'all got the hatch. I got everything. Damn,
man, listen, we are trying. Like that and I, even not to get off, but like building a brand is like really tough, especially like when you're getting it out of the mud. And I know Joe is not here, but how important is it to like really build a brand and to like not only build a brand, but to make it stick out? Like, how do you go about doing that? Because we're new like to this, and so brand building is new to us, but like we want to stick out, but we don't want to be too crazy out there that we can, you know, get anybody in. Like, how important is it to build a brand and then to elaborate on that brand?
Honestly, I would go back to what you just said. You got to stick out. You got to do the most different. I mean, obviously do the most different that attracts people. Don't be so different where it's like, all right, this is weird, I can't relate, or I don't want to tune into this at all. You got to find that healthy mix of being different but being something that people aspire to want to do, you know. And whatever your brand is, if you can find that perfect mixture, that's to me just that's my overall mental formula when it comes to branding. Am I doing something that doesn't look like everybody else, but it's still something that everybody can, you know, collectively say, yo, this is fire. Figure that out. You got it.
Let's get to, you know, we like to call it like how you got to where you are now, man. So like obviously, like I mentioned before, you've done a lot, right? Like as far as your creative side, right? From the editing videos, the rapping, the doing, like you've done a whole bunch, right? And so, like I guess tell us about the part of your creative journey, like how and. I guess, tell us about that part of your career journey, right? The photography, the rapping, the producing beats and all this like that before you like, and I don't want to say settle down as far as doing the digital art because you do a lot, right? Like you even edit your own videos, you do a bunch of different stuff like that as well. So like, it's not just doing the creative art. So I don't want to like put you in that box because I know you fight a lot to not be in that box, right? But like, tell us about that part of your journey that like you decided like, all right, cool. Like this is where I want to go. I want to focus on the digital art side of things. This is the decision I'm making. And then from there, I'll branch out and build my business, build my brand, You know what I'm saying? Like what transpired for you to, I guess, not necessarily drop, but in a sense, drop those other aspects of your creativity?
It's weird because, my only other job outside of this, was McDonald's. So it's like going from that, 2013? We're going on past 10 years now. I think it's safe to say 12 or 13 years now. Yeah. For the last 13 years, it's just been adjusting to the times of what makes sense creatively. So like at that particular time, and even before my job at McDonald's, it was just making music with my friends, just learning how to be creative in whatever this may be. And I don't know if it's just luck. I don't know if it's just talent. Well, I mean, I'll be talent, but being able to look at something that, you can creatively create something and just adjust to what it is. So yeah, I draw, but I was also able to look at a beat and learn, okay, this is how you do this, this is how you do this. Okay. I have a good ear, I have a good eye for things I could tell. I don't know. I think my overall quirk is that I could tell when something is good and not good because I haven't failed yet. And that's just me personally. You know what I mean? So even when it comes to music, okay, that sounds off. That don't sound right. Okay, that doesn't look right video wise. That don't look, you know what I mean? I guess I just have that overall, ability to where no matter what I'm doing creatively, I can tell this is good, this is not good. So I could just apply that and just teach me the tools of whatever it is to create whatever it is I'm trying to create. And then I could use that to know this is good, this ain't good. Yeah. So making beats with my friends, learning how to, hear an audio engineer the sound to make sure it sounded mixed. I just was able to catch on. Just tell me what leads to perfection and I'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Art was one of them things where it's like I always did the art even before the music.
Yeah.
After I moved to Florida, all my music connections and clients wasn't there no more. So I had no choice but to drop and fall back on the art. And now throughout the 13 years, it's like the art is now kind of reopening all the doors for all the stuff I used to do. I could do videos because I used to edit videos. I never lost it. I just know what looks good, what looks right. I can still make beats. I haven't made a beat in years, but I'm pretty sure if you give me the tools and you show me the sounds and I get, some updated sounds. Yeah. Hear what's popping because I don't want to copy them, but I want to, be relevant in the sound. I'm sure I could jump right in like it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what's
up. I did a little bit of digging myself, like as a former rapper, as a former producer. Listen to First Day, crazy joint, loved it. Listen to Be You Crazy. Let me, first of all, I will bump that all day, every day. That song hits. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what's so crazy? I was inspired off of DJ Mustard when he was popping in that era.
Hey. What's that on that beat? No.
Really? Now he's like popping again. You know what I mean? So it's so funny how like that sound kind of still. I'm not saying that would be a lit song now, but like just.
But no, that is still no. That I think I could rock with that today. Yeah. But I say that to say, so can you elaborate on how hip hop and pop culture has shaped your artistry and style? And is there any particular artist that has also influenced your style?
It's funny because hip hop and anime, like that is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing to say that how it shaped it. Like that's literally what I feel I embody. Like I will take something that's hip hop and add an anime element to it, even if they don't got nothing to do with each other. In my world, it just like it's just in this universe. If there's no logic, that's the logic. Like okay, anything hip hop just works for anime. I don't care if you how does it correlate? It don't have to. It just works. You know what I mean?
It does though.
It really does though.
So that's that. And then what else did you just say before that? You said
is there a particular artist that has influenced your style?
So as cocky as it sounds, I don't look and watch any other artists. Like in terms of art. I really don't. And I heard who was it? Was it Snoop Dogg that said this? One of the rappers, like the only person he looks to be as great as is himself. You know what I'm saying? The only person that inspired is himself. So if I look at something I did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last month, my only inspiration is to be better than who I last was. So no, I can honestly sit here wholeheartedly say I'm not watching any other artists. Okay, bro, this is all off the top. And I would hope that people see okay, I ain't seen nobody do this. Ozzy's doing this. So it's like,
Man, listen.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like for anything I've ever put out, you really can't align me too much with a close reference.
No, there's bro. You're
like you see your
Yeah.
paintings, your drawings, and you like that is Ozzy 100%. That is a standalone. You know you when you see you.
So I try to do that with everything. The way I edit videos,
Yeah.
the way I take pictures. You know, I'm not even a cosplayer, but I've been trying to put on some outfits a little
bro,
bit.
listen.
Yeah.
You with the Iron Man fit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pip
No,
man,
you know what I'm saying?
slick
So
back, the
I can't
chopper
see
hat.
it until you.
Slip that was fire.
Thank you. I'm trying because like I can't sit and tell you, oh yeah, I saw such and such do this. I wanted to do that. No, I just this is what I felt like doing today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because that's not my thing. But I figured let me just have some fun, be creative, and just show people different sides of my creativity. Because you're right, it's not just drawing. I really feel like if you give me the right budget, or if I don't say give me the right budget, if I can create the budget for myself, I can do whatever I want to do. I just have to sit and figure out, okay, what makes sense. So yeah, the Iron Man stuff, I was like, okay, cool. I love Iron Man. Favorite superhero. I love the color pink. All right. Let's make a pink Iron Man. Yeah, let's screw it. We outside. Like,
Bro, crazy. Man over here, got the helmet popping up. Let me take a bite, close the helmet back down.
Like you are indeed
That's
a
sick,
renaissance man. Like you legit do it all.
Yeah, bro.
And you do it well.
I'm trying to translate it properly through social media. I think that's if I have to be honest on any struggle I'm having right now, it's trying to showcase all of it to where people come and understand what's going on here. Because sometimes if I'm being honest, I do feel like it's stuff that's so different that people might not understand what they're like, looking at. And it's like, all right, as a creative, how can I make you understand like, no, this is something different. And I need to tap in at whatever is coming out from this creator or, you know what I mean? I think that's what I'm trying to, do. But I wouldn't say I struggled. It's just when you're in the work, sometimes you don't really see how much it's impacting until you really hear it from other people,
You've been selling art since the 5th grade is what I heard. What I heard you say, man. And just correct me if I'm wrong, but you've also made cover art for Gucci Mane and Chris Brown, correct? Crazy. I heard that. I was like, that's insane, right? So talk to us about like not only the level of like of effort, perseverance, and dedication you have to build the legacy that you built with Ozzy As the Virus, right? But also the thought process of taking your business to new heights that you brought it to, right? You got Virus Graphics, you got LSD, you partner with people to do 3D art, NFTs, trading cards. You got the credit card covers, right? You got a whole like your art is basically applicable to a whole bunch of things that people don't think about and people don't have. But you've added to your creativity in that sense, right? Your Vet is wrapped in one of the most beautifully wrapped Corvette I've ever seen in my entire life, dog. It's sick. It is sick. I saw him like, dang. That's
so crazy. I wasn't even a car guy like that till like about 6 years ago. And I learned quick because like I said, I feel like I know what
looks good.
Right.
Yeah. So just talk to us about like the thought process of, in a sense, building your brand, right? How you've taken yourself from that 5th grader selling art to now, you know what I'm saying? And expanding yourself like all over the place.
Yeah. So I tell people all the time, I'm always going to be straightforward. It's all I got, brother. That's it. It's art. Being able to draw. That's it. I'm not good at anything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not super athletic. I can't sing. I can't do all these other different things. But what I can do is create the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're allowed to curse, but I can create the hell out of something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I can take something or take nothing and make it into something. Just give me a couple of resources, maybe a budget now, because now my mind's thinking a little higher nowadays. And it's just going to come to fruition. So, just to tap on, some of the things you just said real quick, the vet, I wasn't really into cars like that. I got into cars, learned quickly, understood, engines and revving and modding. I picked that car to be the canvas, you know what I mean? I always personally wanted it as a kid.
Yeah.
Got my hands on it. As soon as I got it, after the first or third note, I'm like, I bet you getting wrapped. Like you already turned it.
He's like, that's crazy.
Day one, I think I only had it gray for like maybe 4 months. Like that's it. And 2 out of those 4 months, it was getting wrapped. So it
was in the shop getting worked on. I like
exactly.
It.
So but see, these things help me showcase to different pockets and niches and communities of people like, yo, this is dope. Because now in the car community, I got, my hand a little bit in there because now They might not even care about anime or art, but they're like, yo, he got this car. Oh, and I like anime. Okay, cool. Gotta tap in with him. I got
Yeah.
my gun. I got the gun community who like
Bro,
anime
yes,
and
that
guns.
was another thing, bro. Yes.
They looking
Bro,
at
that
that like,
was
okay,
sick.
you got some sick miles on that, you know what I mean, on that thing. But you know what I'm saying? I got to tap in with him. So, you know, just whatever you could put the art on is where I'm trying to bring it. And then, you know, when I was working with artists, okay, cool, he did cover art. So now everybody who likes music, okay, gotta tap in with Ozzy.
Yeah.
It's just the art can, you know what I mean? It's a virus, bro. Like that's what the name has become. It can spread. It can turn into so much different things. It's adaptable. This is why there's so many different versions. This is why, you know what I'm saying, COVID was such a, you know, crazy thing. It kept adapting. I'm always gonna adapt to whatever situation you put me in, and I'm gonna make the art just, if this is where it's at, this is what's gonna take over, this is what's gonna become here. And then here. And then here. And then there. And then just wherever. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. That's what's up, bro. That's so dope, man. Because I forgot, was it? Hold on, let me see. I trying to remember when I first reached out to you or I first figured out your art, bro. But it's been dope to see. 2019, yeah, back in 2019. So it's dope to like see one of the first pieces like to where you are now. So again, like I said, you're doing these trading cards, but like your art is like over everything, right?
Their
Like I'm
art
used to
is
just
tattooed on people's bodies.
the crazy, like legit tattoo.
Yeah.
My man,
and I've been seeing that
had
since 2018, so that always blew my mind.
Crazy.
the Master Roshi joint, like, bro, the Master Roshi joint, by the way, is like one of my favorite pieces, bro. One of my favorite pieces.
Golden
Like, you had the freaking the COVID mask, man. I had like when we reported for training camp one year, we had to wear masks. So first day I had the shirt and then I had to match your Team Gohan COVID mask to go with it, bro. To pull it up to work with that. Everybody loved it, bro. That joint was fire. So
that's good. And I, you know, I love hearing stories like that where people are wearing or expressing the art. Everybody got super amazing stories to share with me about your art made me feel like this, or your art got me this attention. You know what I mean? So that's dope. You know, these are not things I'm hearing day to day, but when I hear it, bro, I'm forever grateful and express nothing but gratitude just to know that the art did that. Because, you know, I heard stories where, oh, yeah, my credit card skin, you know, got the bartender hollering at me. I heard it all, bro.
Hey.
Like, you know, that's a great feeling.
I was here playing wingman.
Right.
You didn't even know it.
Hey, low key, I done heard some females say that they had one of my pieces hanging up in their wall, and you know, the man was okay. I'm impressed. You know about this?
Okay.
Hey, listen, man, the art is helping everybody. It's so many different ways, bro.
Are you ever like in shock and awe at like the amount of love that you get, or the amount of like people that know who you are when you go to these cons or you're out? Like the people that does that ever just be like, what the hell? Did you ever think that it would be, you know, from you working at McDonald's to like now, like you are a company, a brand itself? Did you ever think that it would get here? And like, are you ever just in like awe at like where you are now?
I'm trying to be more in the moment nowadays. You know, if I'm just like I always say, just being straightforward. Sometimes when you really just in it, you're really going through some of the hard parts, figuring out this, going through this, legal troubles, personal problems, creativity issues, you know what I'm saying? Artist block. When you got all that stuff going on, or just, you know, trying to keep going, it's hard to really remember what is pushing you to keep going, you know. And this is, you know, why I relate with anime so much, because, you know, there's always that one arc or that one battle, that one fight where the character almost seems like they done, but, you know, they get that little moment where they just, you know what I'm saying, they get that new fire in them, they keep going. So going to shows is always like that moment where I get that fire in me, and then it's great. I love it because that's where I get a chance to see it. Don't get me wrong, I read it all day. I get back to all my DMs as fast as I can, and reading it is great, but it's different when it's like in person.
Yeah.
It's different when I can actually hear, see, and you know what I mean, and you're expressing to me how much you enjoy what I do, because when it's just me in my room or my studio by myself or with my team, I'm not really seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm focused on how to keep doing that.
And I love
13 years later and counting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love your spirit, because you are like huge artist. Like people know who you are. And we've been around like different people who, like, I don't want to say don't have time, but they are like so busy doing this and like they're so hard to speak to. You are one of the only people that I know that will break from everything and speak to like your fans, like the people that enjoy your work. Like at your booths, like you are legit like talking not only are you like there, which is crazy because you do have a team, but you're there, you're talking. Hey, yo, I'm gonna do your interview real quick. Give me 5 minutes. Let me ring this person up. Like you are like in the action, bro. Like hats off to you. That is amazing to see.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think to the point too that you said, like it's like you can read it all day, right? Like, you can respond to the DMs, you can see the comments on the post or whatever, yada yada. But like even and I'm just kind of throwing numbers out there, but like 1,000 likes on a post is nothing compared to like 10 folks coming up to you and saying like, I appreciate, like that's just, there's a different vibe, a different feeling.
So glad you said that.
Absolutely.
Like it's a whole different thing. Like I didn't get to experience it, but P, I forgot what con it was you went to.
Dream.
Was it DreamCon? Yeah, DreamCon. And so Preston was walking around. I was here with the family that were doing what I had to do. The person was like, yo, you gotta come next time because such and such said, hey, where's Joe? Where's this? And like the fact that people, like I see the comments, it's cool. Like people interact on the post, but like it's different hearing that people actually like know who you are, want to talk to you, appreciate your stuff, appreciate the work that you put in, because it's just different. Like having that one-on-one conversation. Like 1,000 likes is like, all right, cool. How can I get more? But like those 10 people come up to you, like just it's just different.
And like Ozzy said, like those cons like really do energize you and like make you remember like this is why I love doing what I do. Like
because when you're not there, you're working. You're in. You know, I always tell people in every episode, I'm in the hyperbolic time chamber when I'm not outside at the cons. The hyperbolic time chamber for me in my life in the last 13 years is me locked in, creating, working, doing this, back and forth here, you know, struggling here, winning there. Like that's the hyperbolic time chamber for me. So when you're in that, you're not really seeing, you know, the growth of your strength when you come outside. You know what I'm saying? When you come outside in the real, that's when you really, okay, yeah, nah, I really leveled up. But when you in it, you locked in. Nah, I can do this all day, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this all day.
I like that analogy.
So like that's what it's like. You know what I mean? You can't really, because you're just in there with yourself trying to get better. You're not really seeing, you know, how powerful you are to you, you know, outside. So that's why that correlation is important to me. And also, just to go back to what you were saying, the reason why I make all that time for everybody at the booth, at the cons, at the shows, because, bro, I remember when this shit wasn't cool, dog. I remember when nobody was really giving you, you know, grace and appreciation for even knowing how to draw, you know, people's favorite characters. You know what I mean? You damn near get laughed at for being into this. Now, I never really had like that really, you know, super traumatic story where, you know, I was extra bullied and everything. I always kind of got some respect for this, but it wasn't like I was the most popular. So, you know, I understand that struggle, but it's like I just can overall say I remember when there was no real appreciation for this talent, you know, and just being into this. So now that it's like almost 20 years later, you know, of drawing collectively, and in 13 years of just being a digital artist and a brand later, to see all of it, it's like, man, like, I want this to keep on going. So why do anything to jeopardize, you know what I'm saying, the amount of gratitude I have towards this? So if you're really telling me, yo, Ozzy, I love your work, I want to tell you this story, you want to take the time to talk, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As long as, you know, you don't make me feel uncomfortable in any way, then we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, then we straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk to me all day about whatever, on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the little things that you do to keep building the platform. It's not about the big moves. Everybody can make big moves, but it's the little things that keep that foundation together. And if you're not putting that together, when you fall, you fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you walk us through your creative process when you begin on a new project? Like, how do you approach a blank canvas and turn it into the masterpiece that you do?
It depends. Are we talking drawing, content creation?
Let's go drawing.
Idea. Drawing? I mean, if I'm going to be fair, all I'm really doing is just taking an existing IP and just putting my personality into it. So when I'm really just authentically being me, whatever I like, whether it's tattoos, jewelry, fashion, graffiti art, that's me. I'm not getting that from nobody. That's just what I'm naturally into. Yeah. So it's very easy to just take that and put it into something that doesn't have it. So the art, at this point in my career, it's easy. Like, I love comments when people are like, oh, he don't miss. I can't miss.
It's already
at this point.
I feel you. Well, then to kind of dive deeper in a little bit too, Bear, because you throw a lot of Easter eggs into your art, right? Like there's a lot of different things that people don't notice. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things people like do notice, like, okay, you noticed this one, but did you see this one over here? Oh, snap. No, where'd that come? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, I guess, what's the thought process of doing that, right? Because that's all you, right? Yeah. You may throw an Easter egg from someone that's like deciding to put that here and they're doing it this way. Like, how do you go about, and I'm not trying to say give me, secrets or whatever. Don't, don't tell me the tale. But like, how do you know what I'm saying? Like, give us a little bit about the detail into the work that you put in. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So I'll give you the two things that inspired me to move like that with my creativeness: Basquiat and Lil Wayne.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Basquiat, if you're familiar with him, obviously famous painter, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s. I can go on about, his legacy, but if you know, his art always had Easter eggs and hidden messages about politics and whatever else he wanted to express in his art. It might not look like a detailed face of a person or a detailed masterpiece of whatever, but it was there. I believe, from what I interpret, he was popular for the messages he was putting within his art. It wasn't really about the art, it's about the message.
Okay.
So I like that there was always some type of hidden, what I'm saying? When you're looking at something, I mean, obviously he's not allowed to tell us, but you got to like really dig deep and know what he was trying to tell you through the art. So that's what I try to do. But, in pop culture, you know what I'm saying, blurred nerd stuff and anime. So in gaming. So I try to be that, but for our community.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I want to be viewed at and looked at as, you know what I'm saying? So part of that comes from, Basquiat. Now, Lil Wayne or just rappers in general, we'll just call it rap in general, hip hop in general, double, triple entendres. I want you to look at something and be like, oh, okay, I see that. But wait a minute, it also means this, but it also means that. It's like hearing a bar and you hear the bar for what it is and you go back and listen, oh, he really said this.
Yeah.
But then it also can mean this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll still hear certain Lil Wayne lyrics or certain lyrics from certain rappers. I've heard these songs for years and I'll listen to it again. And because I'm getting older and wiser and learning new things, now that bar means something different to me.
Listen. There's something different about like going back and even for me, like rewatching a show that I used to love as a kid. Like, wait, they said this, or listening to a song.
It went over your head the first time.
It went over my head. Like I had no clue, but like I've matured to a point where I can see that, or I can hear that in a song, like you're talking about, right? Like that's crazy. That's awesome. I didn't cut you off. But
no, it's all good. It's all good. I appreciate that because that's the like epiphany you get, like when you're looking at something, you just kind of like, okay, I understand it now. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at it, you get it.
Okay, I understand it now. Stop playing me, y'all.
So I try to implement the mindset of, the painter Basquiat and just the rap hip hop culture of just bars and triple double entendres in my art. So when you look at it, I want you to be able to look at this piece 10 years from now. I didn't even realize he put that in there. I didn't even know. You know what I mean? You may get it, you may never get it, but when you get it, you got it. So
yeah, that's what's up. All right, man. One other thing I feel like we haven't touched on yet. You got a manga, bro. Addiction 48, right? How is that journey going? I know we haven't really seen a ton of you working on that. So how's that journey going? Okay, and tell us more about the name, the inspiration, the direction. I don't know if is it still going? How's that? Talk to us about it.
I was about to say I hope so because that premise with that premise is crispy. Like I love that. The drugs give you superpowers. That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. That's a depressing chapter in my life right now, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying more like in a comedic way because I'm dealing with so much of trying to keep things going on what I already started. It's hard to switch gears right now and focus on something that's not taking care of everything. Okay. So I started it. I did 100 pages on my own. I'm probably, if I had to break it down so I could see, I'm probably like a season and a half into the storyline, but I had to put that project on back burner, unfortunately, because keeping up virus graphics and doing things to keep, the studio going, the logistics of cons, rebuilding a team, personal issues, all type of stuff is getting in the way that, is putting that, it's the only thing right now that has to take a back seat. But personally, as a creative in my soul, I hate that that's what I have to go through right now. But I'm hoping to put this out here on y'all podcast to then, one day 3, 4 years, 5 years later from now, I could look back and
Man,
say, yo,
we
I
could throw it
remember
back.
Man, yes.
I was going through this. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough because I'll be honest, I really want to work on that every day. You know what I'm saying? I love this, but this is like me building a legacy within the community of what I can do for what we already love. I need to create something that we can love from scratch.
Yeah.
I got to make that shift, very soon, but I just can't do it right this second. But that's all I got. So it's going to have to work eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that in the next, couple months, year or so, however long it takes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just destined for me to get back to that project and continue it. But if I'm going to talk on what I have, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be different.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, because even my bad, P. Even to the point like you talked about before, like all your a majority of your art now, other than like commissions that you do, right, is you're taking someone else's IP and you're putting your own twist and your own spin on it, your own flavor, throwing Ozzy onto Vegeta, throwing Ozzy onto Master Roshi, throwing Ozzy on the Trunks, whatever it is, right? This for me, like in seeing it is like this is you. There's no already someone that made it that just like I can understand why something like this would be as someone who's as creative as you are, that you're doing all these 10,000 different things, something for you to actually like put your own, like this is all Ozzy 100%. Like no one else came into this but me and whoever else obviously is on your team helping you along the way. So I guess I felt obviously the passion and desire to want to move on to focus on something that obviously at the time, like you said, for whatever reason, economically, situationally, you know what I'm saying, it just isn't that time for that. But I hope, bro, I can't wait for it to come to fruition because I know you've been working on it for a minute. And so clearly had to put it on the back burner, but I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited to see what comes from it.
To piggyback on both of you guys, because I don't think sometimes people know like the hardships it takes to like actually building your own brand and running your own business. Is there one thing you wish people knew that's like a behind the scenes type of thing to this industry? And how do you even overcome like some of those things?
I mean, it's the name of my podcast. I just want people to this shit ain't easy.
This shit ain't easy.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that you can't jump into something and never dominate it and do great at it. You can just expect 100 fails, 1,000 fails. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? 1,000 backfires. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 miscalculations. Expect all that while you're doing whatever that you want to do. That's it. I don't got nothing else to say because once you got it, you got it. But even when you do got it, you're going to not get it again to get it again.
Trust me, I get it. I hear you. All right, man, we're going to move into this thing we call Anime Impact. Like for us, this podcast is a big deal about like connecting with, I guess, us, but also with our viewers and our community. So like what anime has done in their life, right? So is there a period in time, because like, again, anime is more than just cartoons, right? Anime has been there for us for a period of time. Obviously, it got you to a point to where your whole brand, right? You create a whole brand based on a passion and love for this art form that you once saw as a kid, right? And has influenced your style, and obviously there's other influences in it as well. Like it's been there and it's done something for you outside of just being something to watch and sit down and enjoy, right? So talk to me about whether it's a time that anime got you through something. Let's go outside of you being Ozzy Oz, right? Let's go like to the personal side of you, right? A time that anime has gotten you through something, inspired you to do something, motivated you through a time, whether it's an anime in general, or a specific character that you identified with, a story, like something that someone went through that you identify with, whatever it is. Is there a time that, again, outside of your art and creativity, that anime has like influenced you, impacted you in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, so I was getting into that earlier, with the answer when I said the Hyperbolic Time Champ. But, Dragon Ball Z is one of those animes in Yu Yu Hakusho where the things that the main characters have been through, how they move, how they act, how they, character develop throughout their seasons, that's a big part of what inspires me. You know what I mean? What I love about like the Saiyans is that after every battle, when they this close to damn near dying, when they, heal and come back, they're 10 times stronger than what they, were before. And they just keep repeating that over and over, separating myself from all the outside distractions of the world and just locking in. To me, that's the Hyperbolic Time Chamber chapter of your life. And you're going to have to get in that a couple times. Now you just do it one time, you come outside and you're good.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be outside for a little bit and then go back in there, recalibrate, and come back outside again. It'd be like that sometime. So I relate to that, or Yusuke Urameshi whenever he was, facing any foe that was, bigger or badder than him, he just figured out how to, overcome them, you know what I'm saying, with just his spirit to just keep going, you know what I mean, and just define all odds. You gotta just look at all of that and just or at least I look at all that and kind of use that as my day-to-day inspiration to keep going, because these are fictional stories, but if you're delusional enough and you got it and you really got it, you could take a fictional story and really apply it to your real life for real.
Yeah. No, for sure. Absolutely. No, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we've plenty of times, plenty of characters, plenty of moments, situations that's like, yo, like that's me. Or like, that's happened to me. I've identified with this, or this has gotten me through something. So I appreciate you sharing that for real.
So yeah, no, that's it, man. Anime is very tied into my life, and I feel like that's why we all are in a huge community about it. Like, some things that I might say, other people might say other things. I'm assuming, you probably look at some animes and, they keep going. That keeps you motivated in sports or, or whatever we're doing in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even people who work out. It's like, if you just take the core idea of just never giving up, as corny as it may sound, just saying it just one time, if you really resonate with it, it's going to impact you. So I love that anime does that for us.
Okay, so we like to play a little game with a lot of our guests to where we do a blind ranking. Basically, we do a blind ranking. We rank them 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the least.
Okay.
You up for it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Blind ranking, Ozzy Oz the Virus edition. Kaiju number 8.
Put it at 5.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do Dr. Stone.
Damn it. I'm assuming it's going to be... I like Dr. Stone, but it's definitely not over Kaiju to me. 4.
Let's do One Punch Man.
That should have been 5, but because I already used it, because I personally don't like that anime, so I got to just put it at 3, so I already messed up.
You did.
Honestly, that first one, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you put Kaiju at 5, I was like, dang.
Yeah, I messed up. I'm literally going in reverse. All right, make it number 3. It's not how I really feel, but that's what I have no choice.
I know.
We give you a statement. Give you a statement.
We'll let you go back and re-rank them at the end of it all.
Good. Fairy Tale.
Bro, y'all set me up, dog. That should have been 5, dog. I don't even like that shit, bro. All right, 2. Just know anybody watching this shit, I'm telling you, this is literally the opposite.
So that leaves Naruto at 1.
Okay, I can live with that.
When you put Kaiju at 5,
I was like, oh.
Because I'm assuming y'all gonna say better, so I was like,
no, that's what I'm saying. It's a mix. You just gotta based on how you feel, where would you put it? You don't know what's coming next.
Damn, I messed up.
All right, so
it's all good though. It's all good. That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, no, I'm not okay with anything I just said except Naruto being number 1.
I figured that was like the only one. So 2 through 5. How would you rate 2 through 5? So Naruto at 1. How would you rate the other ones?
Fairy Tail. I'm sorry, Fairy Tail and One Punch Man got to share 5. I don't like both of them shit, bro. I don't like nothing about it. I am the biggest hater of both of those shows.
I get Fairy Tail.
I don't like the storylines. I don't like the characters. I don't like nothing about both of them shows. One Punch Man don't got no character development for me, so he's whack. He can get out of here. Fairy Tail, they just look like anime-inspired cartoons. I'm sorry, dog. I'm not into it, bro.
Wait, never lied.
No, wait. I'm sorry. That one and 7 Deadly Sins, I feel the same way about both of them. Fairy Tail looks a little bit better, but not to give 7 Deadly Sins a random stray, but yeah, that's the one I really hate.
Caught a real random stray out of nowhere.
So is 7 Deadly worse than Fairy Tail?
Yes, in my personal list, that's the one I don't like artistically. Fairy Tail's a little bit better. I'll give it that.
Okay. So
Fairy Tail's a little bit better. I was taking on my hate on Fairy Tail by accident. I mixed them up. That's how you know I don't even like both of them. I mixed them up. And they 2 different animes, 2 different fan bases.
That's crazy, bro. All right, so you skipped. So you said both of those at 5. So One Punch and Fairy Tail 5. What's that 3 and 2 then?
I'm gonna just add 7 since just cause. Leave that at 4, just to take his place. We just gonna call that one in.
That's crazy.
And then what was the other ones I had?
Dr. Stone and Kaiju number 8.
Dr. Stone, all right. I actually kind of like it. I actually want my daughter to watch it, so I'll leave that at 3.
Okay.
Then Kaiju, and then Naruto.
Okay. That's a lot better. That's where I thought you had everything.
Yeah.
The fact that you put Kaiju at 5 I was like, this man just
like,
sabotaged his whole list.
My thing is like, even if I wanted to save, like I couldn't save.
Yeah, you can't say that. That was all good. It was fun. That was fun.
That's what's
if it was up to me, I definitely, now that I know, I should have probably, just to be safe, I should have put it at 3 and then worked from there.
That's what I was thinking.
This what we're gonna do. You gonna be at Momo again?
Yeah. When is it again?
In May 23rd.
It's like right before Dream, right?
Yep,
yeah, it's like the week before Dream or something like that.
Oh, I'm gonna hate that month. That's gonna be a lot of back-to-back traveling. But yes, I will be at Momo and I will be at Dream. So
all right, bet.
You gotta run it back.
At Momo, we'll run it back with a new 5, and we'll see if you can redeem yourself.
I bet. Let's do it. I'm with it.
I love the Fairy Tail hate. That is wonderful.
Oh yeah, P. I knew y'all was gonna bond on that. P don't like Fairy Tail either.
You don't like it? Yo, bro, I know I'm not bugging, bro.
Stand it, man. It is such a generic anime, man. I know.
I understand. Okay, so I will give it this. I will give it some sort of grace. Somebody made a video about the creator wanted to make a story about the power of friendship because he had no friends.
Oh, see that.
See now how you feel now, P?
It's still garbage juice.
I still don't like it.
It's still garbage juice.
I still don't like it, but I'll give it its respect.
Yeah.
Because now that I get to know why the character, I mean, obviously there's a deeper storyline to it than what I can express right now. But based off of knowing that and a little bit of his backstory, cool, I'll give it a little bit of grace. I ain't gonna give it too much hate, but I still don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
That hurt
but
my
I
feelings.
am compassionate enough to understand. You know what I mean? I get the message.
Yeah. Nah,
oh man!
But without knowing that, it's not one of mine, bro.
Man, I still know it.
Draw it, and that's just bias, man. This shit don't inspire me, dog.
Hold on. So if someone commissioned you to do a Fairy Tail style draw, would you do it? Have you done it?
I'm not to charge you extra, but I'll do it. I'll play it. Nah, I'm playing.
I'm taxing on the Fairy Tail.
I've drawn people as Natsu before, but have I created like an actual like piece of him in my catalog? Not yet. But you know, just for the community, I might just do it this year.
Yo, question: have you ever turned down a drawing? Like, is there something that you just turned down that you was like, no, I'm not finna do this,
whether creatively or just like morally, just like whatever reason,
morally right? Are you just I'm not finna do this?
I don't know the name for this community, these people that like this, but it's them people that like them, you know, main boy character relationships. I'm like, nah, I ain't drawing that, dog. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name for it. There's a certain name for it, but you know, they love to see all the boy characters just doing inappropriate. Nah, bro, I can't do that, bro.
Oh no, that is not that. I don't even think that's that.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know the name of it, and it's nothing against
people like putting Deku and Bakugo together.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I've been asked multiple times. I'm like, nah, dog. I don't know the name of it. You know what I'm saying? There's no hate to anybody who enjoys that. If that's your preference, you know what I'm saying? Then much power to you. That's just not for me. But I've gotten asked to do a couple of those. I'm like, nah. So that's about it, though. Anything else? Nah. Listen, if your idea makes sense, it's fire, it's cool. If I got the time, you know what I mean, and the resources there for me to make time for it, then I'll do it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I don't know why I didn't mention this before, but you did something for us before. So we had a podcast. I don't know why that blanked. We were starting a podcast. Never happened. We were starting a podcast with 2 of our other homies. One of which plays basketball overseas. Another one does his music thing, and he's constantly overseas as well. So it never like worked out because like schedules just wasn't going to line up. With me playing ball, being a dad, P got a regular 9 to 5, them overseas on a whole different time.
It's a lot different.
Yeah, but you make characters for our podcast, and I'm gonna pull it up on the pod and edit it in here. But bro, we love those. Those
that
were
is
so
still
dope.
boy.
They were so dope. Yeah, boy, actually, they were awesome. So I
a while ago too.
That was it was back in I think
it was 2019, 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I think
I know it was during COVID.
Yeah, it was during COVID, so it
But
was
yeah,
it
I
was
asked
crazy.
for Cloud Sword. What is this sword called? Oh
The
man,
Buster,
the
is it
Buster.
Buster Sword,
The Buster,
whatever?
yeah, and you drew it as a keyboard, and I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah, I
joint
remember.
is
I
Yeah,
fire!"
remember. I remember that piece, man.
Yeah,
yeah, it was dope.
Damn,
It was dope.
2019, bro. I've been
Yeah,
still going since.
man, it's crazy. It's
good
crazy.
stuff.
So, but all right, we got just a couple more closing questions for you, man. And we'll let you
That's all
go.
good.
Appreciate your time, brother. This has been fun. This has been a
Yeah.
lot of fun, man. What I know you hate talking about like the question of like what's your favorite and least favorite art piece, right? Because you love them all, right?
I
Like
tell
that
people that every time, bro. When
I
we
know you
just
do. I
speak.
so I'm like, all right, I'm not because I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm asking them like, oh nope, he don't like that question. Bet I'm
Joe,
not gonna ask
Joe,
that
I'm not
question.
gonna lie. There was so many like questions that I had, and I was like, "Oh, you have been asked this by everybody."
Let me not
Scratchy,
ask
scratchy,
that.
No.
scratchy.
Okay, just to clarify, I don't really hate the question. The question
Yeah,
don't bother me
Yeah,
personally.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
But it's
hate
just
it in a sense like, damn, y'all really making me pick out of all my children?
no,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
which
I'm
one's
not,
your
and
favorite?
we not gonna make you do that.
yeah,
We
yeah,
gonna go a different route. We
No,
gonna go a
but I'm
different
just
route.
like, it doesn't really offend me. Like, I'm
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, no, I
yeah,
figured.
yeah.
No, I figured. But like you've been
Y'all always
asked,
make
and
me
every
do this.
time I've seen you asked, you like, nah, like I love all my work, which makes sense. But like you wouldn't, especially like seeing your journey and what you do. Like
Yeah.
you're someone that hasn't. You gonna if you're gonna put it out there, you're gonna love it. You're gonna put your heart and soul into it,
Exactly. And
and
that's
make
why it's
sure
so
it's at that
hard.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if I
yeah,
put it
yeah,
out there, I didn't half-ass it. If I show or present anything to y'all on the internet, on my social media, my website, at least I just want people to know while I'm still sounding and breathing and here to say it, I did not half-ass it. Like that,
yeah.
if it's out there, it has my, my all on my platform. Now, if I collab with somebody and they can only afford this much, or they ask for it to, look like this, and it might not have been what I would have done, then that's
Yeah.
different. I'm
Yeah,
talking strictly on the virus platform, LSD platform, the trading card platform. Anything that I'm doing that I sit here and I wrote off on, you know what I mean? I really put my own to, so it's hard to pick
yeah,
when you put 100% into the,
Yeah.
it's hard.
yeah.
It's
Facts.
not
No,
like,
that's
okay, I just put this up because I feel like it. I don't have that, because then it's easy to give you that answer.
yeah,
Because I could literally look back at, okay, I didn't go that hard on that one. So that's not one of my favorites.
That's true.
That answer is only hard because everyone, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like it hit
Yeah.
the mark every time.
But all right, well now I'm gonna twist the question a little bit,
Okay.
right? What was a 3-part question? I'll remind you if you need me to remind you. But what art piece I guess gave you the easiest time creating, the hardest time creating, and the most fun time creating?
Okay. So
Like
easiest,
that's a
hardest,
little
and fun.
different, right? I'm not
Yeah.
asking you
Okay.
to
No,
pick your
that's cool.
baby. You know what I'm
That's a
saying? But
little
like,
easier because it's not making me pick the best. It's just
yeah,
it's letting me answer the experience.
yeah, exactly,
That's cool. I like that.
exactly.
That's cool. Y'all listen to Joe. Follow what he doing. I like that. Let's see. Easiest piece to create.
Like maybe even like a day you was just like, I mean, obviously it takes more than a day, but like a time you was just flowing. Like you was in your heart bog, you was leveling up constantly the entire time. Like it was
I
like
know.
I didn't have to hard think about this. Like it was just pen was just moving on its own.
So I'll let y'all know it's mainly gonna come from the LSD collection because that's like the
Okay.
fun
Okay.
collection.
Yeah.
I literally
yeah.
have fun on all of those pieces. But if I have to pick, I love all of them because they're all fun. But if I really have to remember a time that I always remember, it was the Static Shock and Powerline piece.
Ooh, that joint is
Ooh,
fire. Hold
that's
on, do I have that
fire.
on the
That
card?
one
I
was,
do got that joint.
yes. That's the card version.
Yeah,
So
the card version. Yeah. So
but
I
yeah,
know they got
the
everything.
actual art
Yeah.
masterpiece, like
Yeah.
that was one of the most funnest, free flowing pieces I felt like I ever created, or at least experienced creating, because it started off with Virgil Hawkins and his
Man.
classic fit, classic, Warner Brothers cartoon era with the J's on the board with the Tesla logo, with Powerline on another Tesla board with him, with the
Crazy, bro.
electric Pokemon flying through LA in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like there was so much. I think Pikachu had a Zenitsu coat on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was on Virgil's shoulders, just electricity, and it was just the vibe, bro. Two
Yeah.
brothers. That piece to me is, if I have like any top pieces for like the Blur community, I hope y'all look at that as like one of my like masterpieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So much nostalgia, so much triple double entendres in that piece. Just in case y'all didn't know, so y'all know Virgil, y'all know Off White, which was created by Virgil. he had on an off-white, version of his jacket, so it's Virgil on Virgil.
Oh,
You get what I'm
shit.
saying? Like that one, I had fun with all the little Easter eggs on that one.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. All right. So now, what was the hardest time you had?
Anything Gundam. Anything Gundam.
I can believe
Anything
I'm
Gundam.
sure. I'm sure.
Anything mech, robot, but we're just gonna call it just for what it is, because the only mech I've drawn in my collection is Gundams, and I only have two. Yeah, those have been a pain in the ass
Yeah.
to create. Like, I literally have to find the motivation to keep going, but the motivation is, when it looks done, it's gonna be beautiful.
Sick. Yeah.
Because drawing skin and hands is simple. You know what I mean? Not simple, but simple relative to just a couple lines. You know what I'm saying? A couple details, nails, all of that. We're talking robots where it's like the screws, the
everything, bro. Yeah.
Drawing one hand, let's just call it 2 hours of work. That's one finger on a mech. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm dragging it a little bit, but you get the point.
No,
the point is made. Yeah.
That takes a lot, and I'm very, 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 very big on detail and just the aesthetic of when you're looking at it. You see it, and this is a reason why a lot of my art, I prefer it to be printed big, because I want you to see all these details. You know what I'm saying? I could blow up my art as big as a billboard. You're gonna still see a lot of color details, a lot of line details. That I probably did not have to focus and put in, on that particular part, but I did it anyway, because if it ever does get blown up,
it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
I don't even got a second guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can make this as big as a billboard right now. You're going to see all the details still.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So I think I'm missing one more. So I said funnest.
Oh, and then, I guess easiest, but you kind of combine the easiest and the most fun, I think.
No, there's one more. I mean, fun. I can split fun and easy. Easy to create. I think the easiest one to create. So I'm stuck between two. It was either my Kirby's Bizarre Adventure piece, where I got all the different Kirby's, all different magic themes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was easy because Kirby himself is not a complicated character. He's just a circle with some eyes and a mouth. But obviously, I drew him in versions that at least I don't think we've seen on the internet yet. Like an Aladdin Kirby, there was a Dark Magician Kirby, a Harry Potter Kirby, a Fairy Odd Parents Kirby, a Garnet Kirby from Steven Universe. Like, I've never seen this, so I had to
crazy.
What would Kirby look like if he mixed with this particular character? Because I had no reference online to see that. So that was easy to create. And the other one that falls in the same bar as that one is the one I'd say which is probably equivalent to my Master Roshi in the LSD collection, is my Miami Speed Race piece. The Speed Racer and and Mario, in Miami.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That was fun to create. Both of those were really fun, easy, however you want to put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's cool. That's what's up, man. No, I love the LSD collection because, again, like you said, you matching a bunch of different characters together. You know what I'm saying? We get multiple Ozzy arts in one, in a sense, right? And then obviously your creativity just flows from there.
Yeah, so your color scheme palette is. Gosh, dog, it is so it's so pretty, man. For lack of better words, it's so pretty, man.
It's eye candy. I never knew how to express my art, but Stephanie Nodolny on our podcast said it the other day. She said it's eye candy. You just want to keep looking at it. And now I'm gonna take that from her. Okay, that's how, because I didn't know how to express how my art makes people feel in one word. But I like when she said that it's eye candy.
What is the best advice you've received from another artist or mentor? And what advice could you pass down to others pursuing a similar venture or similar ventures as you?
It's just one word: consistency. Stay consistent. When times is tough, you put the same effort in. When it's tough, when things was great. When times is great, you put the same effort in. When times was hard. If you can learn how to balance and maintain that line of consistency, no matter what you're doing, you will always be great. Even if you don't feel like it, the way how life and time and energy just kind of warps itself, it'll always balance out to where that consistency makes or breaks the future. So it's like, if things is bad and you're not really putting your effort in, don't expect things to be great when it's good. And when things is good, you go just as hard when it was hard. You know what I mean? So this way you can stay as good as you possibly can. So that's the one underlying thing I could tell people in my 13 years, bro. I just been consistently consistent. Like, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
I have no secret sauce, no secret, oh, this is what I did. It's a bunch of little things every day. And one of my other favorite, sayings that I, created myself is it's literally a stock chart. You know what I'm saying? If you watch, stocks, crypto, whatever, some days it's here, some days it's there, some days it goes even lower, some days it jumps up, some days it spikes lower than where the lowest was. When you pull out of that chart, you see everything is literally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You got to back out the chart. The chart is your time and everything that you've done over the years. But your day-to-day is you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's dope. I like that. I like that.
That's
No, it's
good,
real, bro.
man.
No, it's real. It's really
real.
real.
Good.
Like
It's
them
real.
days, you so focus on them days, but you zoom out, like you said, and look back, like where you were to where you are now is different.
That's
You're on
so
a different level than
good.
where you were. It may not feel like it because you're so hyper fixated on a day-to-day grind.
On the days that it specifically feel your lowest
Yeah.
of lows, like it could feel so
That's
terrible.
what I'm saying.
But
It's like
that
watching a
mug
stock
out,
chart every day. If you're invested into a stock, which is equivalent to your craft, when you have good days, okay, cool, they're great. When it's down, when you look at just that small interval of whatever the time span is, yeah, it's going to be stressful. But when you back out the whole chart, as long as you've been doing this, all that
steadily going.
little day-to-day stuff don't even matter, dog.
Man, listen.
As long as it's up
That's
here.
good.
But
And
now,
even
if you're not consistent, I'm gonna give you something else. If you're not
there you
consistent,
go. There you go.
in
Yep.
day-to-days, that's it.
Listen, because I was even going to say to the point, like even those high days, right? Like let's say you're not being consistent, right? Let's just say charts they're going to bounce up and down regardless. If you're not consistent, them highs ain't going to be as high as they could have been. Them lows are going to be a lot
Be
lower
as
than they
lower
should
as
have
they
been.
should.
That's
You know
exactly
what
why
I'm
I said
saying?
that. Consistency
Like-
makes or breaks this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
When you
Exactly.
don't have consistency, you're going down here. When you have consistency, them day-to-day, because the day-to-days is always the same, no matter what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Exactly.
You're not
Exactly.
watching this. You're watching where it's,
The trend, the whole
Your
trend.
trajectory. Yeah,
Yeah.
your trend, your trajectory.
And in my
Absolutely.
13 years of doing this, I've been doing nothing but making sure that it's this. So I don't even be phased by my days anymore, bro. Sometimes I had horrible days as a business owner, horrible decisions, horrible outcomes. I try not to even be stressed out about this point. You know what I'm saying? Shit don't even bother me anymore, bro. It's nothing new. Am I doing this though over time is where my eyes, you know what I'm saying? I learned to just back out the chart, bro.
Exactly. That's what's up. All right, man. And I don't know if your answer gonna be similar, and it might just be it. But man, as a father, right? I got 4, and I know you got your baby girl, man. If there was only one thing, one lesson that your daughter could learn from you, from your journey and your career and what you've been doing and building this whole brand, this whole experience that you've given this community, man, what would you want that one thing to be?
It would definitely just be what we just spoke about, but
Yeah.
to add on something else, it's be the best and be the most original in anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a world now where like the opportunities is endless, man. You could literally just get on the internet and create whatever persona, whatever type of vibe you or aesthetic you want for yourself as a creative. And it's almost magical in a sense because this wasn't here 20 years ago, 30
Crazy.
years ago.
Yeah, man.
It was like a mythical thought for one day. We could be in different places right now talking. You know what I mean? Like, it's all here now. So with that being said, that opens the doors to so many different things. So when you're creating, you're doing something, be the best at it, be different, make it stand out, do whatever it takes to make your vision come to life. And that's all I want her to know, along with the consistency thing that we just spoke about.
But that's what's up, man. That's awesome.
Man.
Ozzy, man, that's it, bro. We appreciate your time, man. This was fun.
sir.
This is good to hear from you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Pete,
Absolutely.
Joe,
Time.
had a great
Absolutely.
time. Y'all definitely got me on the rankings, though. Y'all definitely blindsided me completely.
Hey, listen,
It's
bro.
okay. I'm going to make up for it, though.
Yeah, we're gonna get you right. I mean, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta dig some more and figure out some new anime to ask you because I figured, you know what I'm saying, this was like my best list I could come up with at this time. So I'm gonna have to find a new list to throw some
It was fun, though. It's fun, though.
That's what's up, man. Hey, listen, everybody that's watching, if you made this far, man, we greatly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're here for Ozzy, here for us, it don't matter, man. Make sure you guys show Ozzy some love. All of his stuff is down below in the description. Go buy his art. Go check his art out. Obviously, you can see it behind him. The ish is fire. I pulled up the cards from earlier. I know I'm about to pull up a duplicate, but especially these gold joints, man. these gold joints, make sure you get yourself a little autograph Ozzy gold joint, man. I know you got some new ones. This is back from the 2024 collection. I know you're dropping some heat with the 2025 joint coming. The black packs, I think is what it was. Was it?
Yeah,
you got some black packs coming in?
Yeah, all signed cards, or you're at least guaranteed from Business in Here with me, because he writes the, you know what I'm saying, like the Bible for the Holy Grail for the cards. You know what I'm saying? He writes that. I believe he is saying that you are promised at least one signed card or one rare card, like a card that we've only made at least less than 500 of. You know what I mean, in that collection. So just trying to do something different, man. That's it. Something that people never seen before.
So make sure you guys go check out all of his stuff. Again, all of his links are down below. Show that man some love. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bro.